right, so you're moving from out of state and most likely you're trying to pick a perfect place here in Northern Virginia for you and your family, and Leesburg, Virginia has officially landed on your radar. And in this case, it's for good reason. Leesburg, Virginia is a fantastic place to look into when deciding where to live here in the greater DC area. And in this video, I'm gonna tell you guys what you need to know before moving to Leesburg, Virginia. And not just your typical pros and cons with weather and traffic, but you're gonna get my actual opinions. Come on, let's get started. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. My name is Rick Hartunian. I'm a realtor here with Living in Greater DC. And as you're watching this video, if you gain any value at all, it would mean a ton to me for you guys to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and join our growing community. Be on the lookout for future videos on living in the Greater DC area, market news, along with all the 4K driving tours that we do to show you what it actually looks like here. Oh, and you can always call, text, or email me, or also you can go down to the first link in the description and book an appointment with me at a time that works best for you to have a discovery call on either buying or selling anywhere here in the greater DC area. Absolutely steeped in history, Leesburg sits in the heart of Loudoun County and is in fact the county seat. Leesburg sits close to the border of Virginia and Maryland along the Potomac River on the north side of the state and is a bit more tucked away from DC than any other area I've really covered on my channel here, with a 50-minute to a 1-hour drive, which could absolutely ramp up during peak traffic hours. However, Leesburg has access to Route 7, which is a toll road that takes you from Leesburg to Tysons very quickly. Leesburg is still only a 20 to 25-minute drive to the Dulles International Airport for those of you that travel often. I'm gonna let you know right now off the bat that Leesburg is one of those cities that has a downtown area with cute shops, bars, breweries, theaters, but also has an extremely large outer suburb footprint. In future videos, we'll be touching more on those specific towns within the outer footprint of Leesburg by themselves. And right now, as you're watching, if there's any community in particular that you're wondering about, make sure you comment below and I'll be able to either talk to you directly about it or I can make a video for you. Now, for Leesburg as a whole, the schools are good, crime is very low. Always make sure to do your research on schools and crime rates for yourselves. And for a suburb, there is so much nature. You have parks, trails, and truly you're minutes from the middle of nowhere, whether you go north or west. Now, the closer you get to downtown, the smaller the homes will be. They'll also come with much less land or privacy, but they're often cheaper and you get to experience living in the historic downtown of Leesburg. Something cool about Leesburg is where it sits in Loudoun County. It truly is the gateway between western and eastern Loudoun County. The further west in Loudoun County you go, the more rural, the more sparse, and the more farms you come across, where the further east you go, you'll get a more master planned and suburb type feel. Leesburg truly does have the best of both worlds in this regard, where you can find a beautiful townhome community that is well maintained if that's what you're looking for, but drive just minutes and you're in horse country. And because it sits so close to the Potomac River, you get communities like River Creek and Lansdowne, which are both master planned golf communities with tons of amenities and phenomenal clubhouses. By the way, if any of you guys are golf lovers like I am, shoot me a text or email and I can give you a list of some amazing golf courses around Leesburg. There's a ton of them around here and in Northern Virginia in general, which is certainly a plus if this is a hobby of yours and you're moving to the area. As you can tell from watching most of my videos, Northern Virginia is not a cheap place to live, so letting you know that the cost of living is higher than average. I'm not going to continue to harp on that with every single city that I talk about. I think that it's important to note though, when there is a lot of value in a particular area compared to the rest of the cities here. But unfortunately, Leesburg is not one of them. It's an expensive place to live. I'm not gonna put the exact average price of homes here because it is constantly changing in these markets over the last few years, but feel free to reach out via email or text, or just give me a call and we can discuss what it costs to live here for different styles of homes that you may be looking for. And a common question I often get is, what salary should I be making to be able to comfortably afford to live here in Leesburg? So feel free to reach out. We'll absolutely discuss that and I can put a game plan together for you. Now, maybe this isn't one of the main reasons why someone would ever move to an area, but a very cool thing that Leesburg has to offer is a phenomenal outlet mall. It's your typical outdoor walking outlet mall with a ton of different stores that have fantastic deals year-round. In fact, my wife and I often visit the Restoration Hardware outlet in the mall to get phenomenal deals on furniture and home accessories for our properties as we furnish them. When you move here, if you like the look of Restoration Hardware without the crazy prices, I would absolutely visit there. They get furniture in pretty randomly, so you have to visit a few times to see what's available, but it's absolutely worth it. Of course, they have other stores like Adidas, Nike, Columbia, all the regulars, and many other luxury clothing brands as well. I think an amazing selling point for Leesburg, Virginia is not in fact Leesburg itself, but rather what it has to offer surrounding it. Leesburg is further away from DC, so you're getting much closer towards West Virginia, and with that comes some gorgeous scenery along the way. Some amazing things to do around Leesburg include heading up Route 9 to Harpers Ferry, West Virginia, which it's a fantastic historic abolitionist town that has the most amazing views surrounding it. You can also head up 15 North for hiking in the Catoctin Mountains and check out the Camp David area, which is a mountain retreat for presidents of the United States. It was first used by Franklin D. Roosevelt in the 30s. Something else to do is drive the Snickersville Turnpike from top to bottom. This Snickersville Turnpike is in fact the very first toll road in the United States from the late 1700s. However, now it's just a beautiful tour of all the big horse farms in the area. Middleburg is also a nearby town that is extremely historic and gorgeous, and you can drive there in minutes from Leesburg, have fantastic meals, and walk the downtown areas there as well. Another big selling point for Leesburg are all the wineries and breweries in the area. There are so many good choices. You have Stone Tower, Bluemont, Dirt Farm Brewing, Bear Chase Brewing. Take your pick and go and enjoy. There are amazing places to hike in the area as well, and for any of you that love the outdoors, something I'd suggest is to use an app called All Trails to find a phenomenal hike that works best for you, and then maybe visit one of the breweries afterwards. There's also live music at the Tally Ho Theater in downtown Leesburg, along with McDowell's, which is more like a beach vibe, especially in the summer. They actually call it the Key West of Leesburg. There's sand and high tables and all that fun stuff. They have some amazing music in the summer. Not too much in the winter, but you know, they put on some phenomenal shows when it's warm out. It's super fun. And lastly, you also have One Loudon in Ashburn, Virginia, which is just a short drive away. Now, if you have to work in DC, living in Leesburg is going to be tough. Unless you're okay with an hour-plus commute, then working remote or perhaps maybe Tyson's could be the better option for people looking to move here. Of course, you can work in Reston and all the surrounding cities. The good news is that because of the toll road, it's only a 15-minute drive to the end of the new Silver Line metro station that went into Ashburn, Virginia. So it's just a short drive to have access to public transportation that'll take you all the way into DC, which in turn can take you into Maryland as well, and of course all throughout Northern Virginia, Fairfax County, Arlington, and Alexandria. Something else to consider is I would ask yourself, what is most important to you when choosing Leesburg as your destination? Do you like the idea of a downtown with shops and breweries and wineries, or are you more interested in land and privacy? Over the years, Leesburg has become extremely popular and has become a bit overdeveloped with commercial property and other communities surrounding the downtown area. Don't get me wrong, it's still gorgeous and there is plenty to offer in terms of homes with land and privacy, but my buyers often decide to look 10 to 15 minutes out of downtown, either north or west, to find what they're looking for at a slightly cheaper price. I have clients who have moved to the area that have complained over the years of buildings being put up in areas that, you know, were once offered great views or green spaces, so keep that in mind. All in all, guys, Leesburg, Virginia has a ton to offer and is a fantastic place to call home, whether by yourself or to raise a family. And it's certainly a place I would come and take a look at for yourselves. With the great Loudoun County school system, low crime and beautiful mixture of nature and suburb, while still being within an hour or so drive to DC, Leesburg is popular for a reason. And as always, guys, I truly hope this was helpful for you and you got some value out of this video. And if you watched this one to the end, I know for sure that watching this video right here is going to be perfect for you next. This is where we did a full 4K driving tour of Leesburg, Virginia, so you can see what it looks like before you even plan your first trip here. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll see you next week.